Our Pinocchio Disney Plus review, guys. Let's get right to it. Disney Plus review. What's going on, Alamo City Movie Talk fans? Happy Disney Plus Day, ladies and gentlemen, for the Movie Talk world. Coming at you from San Antonio, Texas. As always, I'm your host, Ryan D. Ryan680.
I'm Angela, that cat lady Ange.
And this is Alamo City Movie Talk, guys. Movie Talk for movie fans. And in this case, we're talking about a remake. What are we talking about, Angela? Let's.
We are talking about the live-action Pinocchio.
Pinocchio, starring with Tom Hanks, ladies and gentlemen. Tom Hanks. George Love actually voices the Jiminy Cricket, which I am very, very happy with the cast. Right. So let's jump back a little bit. All right, because I'm gonna tell you what background I'm coming from here. So when we first got the steals from a few images here, and it was really just Geppetto. I think he was touching up on Pinocchio at the moment, right? We're just like, okay, cool. That looks great. Tom Hanks is an A-list actor, amazing, great, phenomenal, fantastic. I mean, you could go on and on about Tom Hanks. He's America's dad. And here's the thing: he is so great at so many different scenes, so many different scenarios, so many different roles that he's done. He's done phenomenal, from big, everything. He's done everything.
I can't name a movie with it he's bad in. He's a phenomenal actor. He brings the A game every time, to be honest.
I mean, even in this role, though, I mean, obviously he is a lead, but he's somewhat not a lead. He doesn't have the same amount runtime, I would say, like in the original. I would say Pinocchio definitely has a lot of runtime in this film. We're gonna be talking about spoilers here, guys. So just letting you know right off the bat, we're gonna be talking about spoilers here. So obviously, Pinocchio, a puppet, is brought to life by a fairy who assigns him to lead a virtuous life in order to become a real boy. Now, with that being said and everything, when we got those steals in there, I was very happy with the images. I was ecstatic, phenomenal. Yeah. And then we saw the movie, and 20 minutes, 30 minutes in this film, I was just like, this film feels very unfinished in a way to where the editing just seems very it just feels like I'm missing something. Like it just feels like the whole movie as a whole with this whole the story. I mean, the story is what it is, right? The story's the same pretty much. It's not frame for frame like Beauty and the Beast is, but it's pretty close to it, I would say.
Yeah.
They do add some new characters,
songs, music,
and new songs as well. Some new original songs and everything. And this movie feels so unfinished. I feel like I just got a raw cut of the movie, but not in a good way. And this has nothing to do with the actresses here, because Tom Hanks, this is to tell you that Tom Hanks could even save this movie. And I've been reading up on mixed reviews, and obviously after this movie, I was like, am I the only one feeling this way? I mean, what did you think, Angela? There was a cat that's CGI, the Jiminy Cricket was CGI, the goldfish was CGI. Obviously, there was a lot of CGI happening here.
Right. I mean, aside from some of the, townspeople, Tom Hanks really is the only person.
We know CGI can do phenomenal work. Avatar. I mean, we've seen it where everything is CGI. Every single thing besides the water. I mean, everything from Avatar, we've seen it. They could do the phenomenal works with this. But to me, I'm just like, why are you doing a half-assed job to make this movie? Mm-hmm. That's the way I'm thinking in my head. Like, why are you... Again, I mean, maybe I'm crazy, Angela. What did you think of this movie?
I wanted to love it so much because like you say, I agree with you. I love the cast, right? Love Joseph Gordon, love it. Love Tom Hanks. Yeah. I mean, I know we see some other familiar faces in there, but I really liked the cast, to be honest. I really did. And I wanted to really like this. I really did. I'm not too into the original Pinocchio, the animated movie that came out, I think, in the 40s. So I was like, okay, great. It's a refresher seeing the movie again for the first time in a very long time. But I can't help but be disappointed. I just can't. Even though there's a cat, I love cats. I love all things cats. Even the cat CGI bothered me. I don't know. The only, in my opinion, redeeming quality, or let me rephrase it, the biggest redeeming quality is going to be Tom Hanks. Because even though I didn't really necessarily like the film as much, I still think he did a phenomenal job. I have to agree. Kudos to the other cast members. I still think they did a great job. Yeah, like you say, this wasn't a knock on their performances. It was just the story, the CGI. I felt like it wasn't even all of the CGI. Like we had mentioned off camera, Jiminy Cricket was CGI'd very well.
His CGI was probably the best out of everything. And everything, when I mean by everything, I mean, you can tell when Geppetto was drowning. Obviously, that's not a spoiler, right? He drowns in the freaking OG. And anyways, when he's drowning, it looks so unreal. But again, though, the guy fans are probably be like, Ryan, what are you talking about? It's a movie. Yeah, I get that, but I get it. It's fake, right? There's certain scenes, obviously, in like Aquaman, obviously they're not underwater, but there's just certain scenes where you're just like, oh my god, it kind of it's so bad that it takes you out of the movie, and you kind of, because every time I go into a movie, put on comments down below, I'm crazy or whatever, I'm insane. I want to go into that world. I want to go into that realm. I want to go into that whole mythology, whatever the case may be, Lord of the Rings, anything. Whether it's a Marvel movie, a DC movie, I want to go into this world, be like, I want to picture myself in this world, because we get lost, and that's what we get lost with the world of the work of art in movies, in cinema, and I want to get lost in there. I want to be like, oh man, this is my happy place, you know? And essentially that's what it's supposed to be. Whether you're a horror fan, comedy fan, whether you want to see people get gutted up, that's your prerogative. That's awesome. It's a free country. You can do whatever you want. By all means, enjoy. I enjoy the Scream movies as much as anyone does, you know? And I love granted, they're not the best horror, but there's a fan base there, you know? There really is. Now with this one, you know, we got to see a new fairy, because they don't call her fairy godmother. I guess they really don't. But fairy here, which is Cynthia.
Was it the blue fairy?
The blue fairy, yeah. We saw her, and Angela, you noted that she's actually going to be in Wicked.
I know, love it. Oh, she does I loved her song. She did great.
Yeah.
So
we got a little taste of it. I was like, man, she got those pipes.
Yes, she does. She was so good. Yeah. Loved her as the fairy.
Yeah.
The blue fairy. She was great. Like, again, it wasn't all the cast did wonderful in their respective roles. I really enjoyed
even the voice. The voices for Pinocchio. Everything was good. It's just, again, I felt like this movie was very unedited. I didn't like the way Pinocchio came out. Again, though, every time there was one scene where he went in a circle, it kept reminding me of this old 90s movie. Put comments down below. You know what I'm talking about. This old 90s movie where it says Pinocchio's Revenge. And it literally, he's killing all these people, and I just...
Now, I'm gonna say this. I'll say it once. Those scenes where he would like turn his whole all the way around. That was very disturbing. I know it's a kids movie.
In my head, in the back, but in the back,
I will agree. That's very disturbing.
In the back of my head,
it's supposed to be lighthearted and funny and goofy.
I didn't feel that way at all. That scene, whenever they turned it,
I haven't seen this one.
Yeah, what'd you think of the cat CGI in this?
I didn't like it. Unfortunately, I didn't. I love all things cats. I look forward to them on the big screen. And I know, obviously, you know, for whatever reason, they couldn't use an animal actor. Totally fine. I get that. Cats are finicky. Anyone who's owned a cat knows you can't, you know, train it as well as dogs.
They have their own prerogative. They have their own agenda.
You have their own agenda. So I get it. But I just think you can't use that as an excuse, like, because Jiminy Cricket was CGI'd so well. Mm-hmm. I don't think Figaro's CGI held up to that standard.
Yeah.
And a lot of other things too, like you said, the background of a lot of things. Mm-hmm. You know, some of the other animals that we saw, like the goldfish and the seagull. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to love Figaro because I love Figaro so much.
You know, I this is really astonishing to me, because it's like, this is, you know, this was actually directed as well by Robert Zemeckis. And here's the thing. He is the guy that brought us all these iconic movies. He's written Back to the Future. He's done Forrest Gump. I mean, this gentleman right here has done a work of art. And to know that this is on his resume, it's like, dude. I mean, he even was an executive producer for Finch, which is that one Apple movie where Tom Hanks was in, which I enjoyed it. Not a lot of people did. I enjoyed it. Again, that's just my take there. But I mean, there's just so much of like, wow, this is just insane to me, how the same crew, or essentially the same team, right, your team leads, the same team that actually made Forrest Gump made this movie. I'm just shocked at that. I really am. It doesn't feel that way.
It is shocking. Yeah. Again, this didn't quite hold up for me.
Yeah.
A lot of different aspects. But will I say that it's enjoyable for, I think kids might like it? Yeah, sure. It's a it still has its Disney magic.
I think it's mixed.
Spin.
I really think it's mixed, because I kind of feel like, and essentially, maybe I'm crazy again, guys, call me crazy, but I just feel like Disney doesn't know their audience anymore. I feel like with this movie and with the She-Hulk and with all, it's just like they don't know who their audience is. I just it's very different, because what they're trying to do, I feel like they're trying to do everybody, kids, adults, and it's hard. It really is. It's very, very hard to do. It's not an easy job. That's why HBO just does adult shows, and then they're great at it. They know what their bread and butter is, and they're not going to do anything else.
The fan base too. So
besides Elmo, because Elmo's a kid, that's
cute.
Yeah, but that's a kid. But yeah, so essentially that's what you're supposed to do, right? You're supposed to make great content, but the way they're doing it, though, I kind of feel like they're pushing it like Netflix, man. They're just trying to make content. Just make content, not good or good quality content. But again, that's just my take.
I agree with you. Yeah. This wasn't the best quality that was put out there. And I know a lot of their more recent movies haven't been the best quality either. So definitely. I still think it is going to be a good movie for families to enjoy. Yeah. But for me, as a millennial, childless, fur baby adult, I didn't like it too much.
Yeah, same here. I did not like it at all. I'm very sad because I'm just like, damn, I really want to love it. Was this the film we deserved? I'm gonna say no. Ratings 1 out of 10. 10 being the highest. I just want to give this rating
3.
I'm gonna have to give it a solid 2, and that's being very, very light. Again, if Tom Hanks wasn't in here, I probably would have given it my first 1 or 0. Like it's very tough. Yeah. It really is. It's very tough because every time I talk about a negative movie, because I have to say this on all my negative reviews, because I'm just like, oh, this guy's gonna be crazy. He's just crazy or whatever. I never go in with a negative response or a negative, even if critics are saying, oh, it's a negative, because we are, we are critics here. It's just, oh, everyone's talking bad about it. So what? If you enjoyed this movie, enjoy this movie. Put comments down below. Did you love this movie?
There's been plenty of movies that have high critical acclaim.
Yeah. And the audiences
we don't like it. Yeah, like we don't. Like, I don't get it. I don't like it. Because again, everyone has their own opinion. Yeah. So, I mean, you might love it.
Lighthouse is probably the pure example for you, but yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I could never watch that movie again, and I could be okay with that.
All right, guys, put in comments down below. The question is for you: did you enjoy this movie? Put in comments down below. Pinocchio, Disney Plus 2022, guys, with Tom Hanks, starring Tom Hanks. Let us know, man. Let us know in comments down below. As always, I'm your host, Ryan D. Ryan680.
Manja that Kelly D'Ange.
And this is Alamo City Movie Talk. Movie Talk for movie fans, guys. If you have not already, like, share, subscribe. Catch you there. Stay safe, San Antonio.